Hey everyone, this is Kate Weatherwise, your favorite weather girl, coming to you on Sunday, November 9th. It is 6 p.m. and we are about to go through what the weather is looking like and forecasted to be for this coming work week. We're going to see a little bit slightly cooler temperatures than we've had, which the temperatures we have had over this past week, along with lots of rain. We had a good amount of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this past week, with temperatures slightly above normal, 5 degrees or so above normal. But this coming week, we're going to be at normal, maybe a couple degrees warmer than normal. So temperatures in the 40s to around 50, and up and down weather, maybe some clouds, some rain, some sun, nothing drastic, not a lot of wind either. So, but last week we saw in the 9 Mile area and surrounding areas around 3/4 of an inch of rain. That took place over the course of 4 days. And it didn't rain all 4 days, or it did rain either in the evening or during the day, each of those days. But thankfully it wasn't all during the day. There was some rain that would start in the late day and rain at night, but it did rain all 4 days last week, Monday through Thursday. But then the sun came out on Friday. It was beautiful on Friday. It was beautiful on Saturday, and it's been beautiful today. Temperatures slightly above normal in the low 50s. Very light winds. Great time to get outside, get stuff done. That, if you still have any projects to do outside, then it's been a great 3 days to get those done. But this week it's going to be a slightly cooler and, like I said, a little wet. So let's take a look at the forecast and the models that I'm looking at. This is the rapid refresh model that I like to look at, that I've talked about many times before. This is a great model to give you the outlook for the next short term, 48 hours at the max. So I was just talking about some rain that's going to come through tomorrow. That is still on the docket. Tomorrow afternoon, 2 hours-ish. Tomorrow afternoon, maybe around the noon hour, lunchtime for a lot of you. And what we're seeing is like a little line that's coming through. You can see this precipitation coming through towards the northwest into northwest Washington, and then it kind of stretches out, and there's some snow up here in Canada. And then as it comes further south, there's some snow right across the border into the U.S. in the northwestern quadrant of Okanagan County. And then as it's marching northwest, it thins out as a line, but then kind of gets its act together again. As it comes through here, we're going to see light rain. And I'm only expecting maybe 5/100ths of an inch of rain tomorrow, maybe 6/100ths, so very light. But it is going to be rain. And then as soon as it goes through, this is a 3 p.m. look, and we'll still have a couple hours of daylight. However, that daylight that we have is going to be sun. There's going to be some sun, so we may get a really nice sunset tomorrow. So we'll see that precip move through. We'll see some sun peek out, and then the sun's going to set, because the sun is setting now before 4:30. And on our shortest day on December 21st, the sun will set at 3:59. So that's our shortest day, but then we start to gain light again. So we have about 7 weeks-ish of very, very short days where it feels like, you look at your watch and you're like, oh my gosh, it's only 5 o'clock, but it feels like it's midnight. I've had those thoughts several times this past week. It takes my body a little bit longer to get used to the time change and the really long nights, but we'll get there. Okay, so this moves through, and then the next system I don't expect to move through until Tuesday night in the overnight hours. Let's go to the next model that helps us forecast out mid-range. So this is out for the next 144 hours, which is about 6 days. 6 days is a little bit long, but We're going to move forward in time. This too shows some rain coming through tomorrow afternoon. So that's a pretty safe bet that's going to happen. And then during the day on Tuesday, our high is going to be about 45 to 50, along with Monday between 45 and 50 degrees for highs, both Monday and Tuesday, and light winds both of those days as well. Tuesday is going to feature some sunshine in the morning, and then as we get along into the afternoon and evening, we'll see our next system come into the picture. So we will have a little bit of sun all the way through sunset, and then overnight we're going to see some rain into Wednesday morning. So, and it's just going to be for a few hours, and it may actually end before dawn breaks on or around dawn, because dawn is a little bit sooner now that daylight savings is over. We gained an hour of light in the morning. So we'll see that here see that pop up, boop. And this precipitation, instead of coming from the northwest, it's going to come from the southwest and into our area and exit out into Idaho and then into Montana. And you can see there's going to be some snow falling in the upper Rockies into Glacier National Park and those areas of Montana. And it seems like it's going to be all rain into Idaho. So your Tuesday morning in Idaho will be wet. If you're up at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get some rain as well. But then that will dry out. But I don't think we're going to see anything in the way of sunshine on Tuesday afternoon. So it's going to be, or I'm sorry, Wednesday afternoon. We're working our way into Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday is looking to be a pretty overcast day. And then Wednesday night, again, we could see some more rain overnight into Thursday morning. And the Thursday morning rain, everything's going to be light. So we're not going to see like heavy rain or anything like that. And I'm expecting only about 1/10 to 1/15 of an inch of rain to fall Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So that is not too bad. It's going to be wet. It's that time of year. We're expecting it. So this is that system, the next system, low pressure coming off the coast, coming in from the coast from the southwest, and then it fills in as soon as it hits the coast. It's going to be a little bit windier. You can see these isobars a little bit closer together. So we'll get some breezes. This is into Thursday. We'll see some breezes kick up on Thursday, maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour from this next system. And it looks to be a pretty good system for the Cascades. There's some snow there. There's some ice there even. That's what the purple indicates. Some mixed precipitation or ice even. And then this pink too. Now this pink right here, if you're in Western Washington, I would look out for some convergence zone action to set up here. This is 6 a.m. or 06Z on Friday morning. So that's 10 p.m. Thursday night. So if you are over in Western Washington and you have something to do, and this looks to be for the Northern Cascades. So for like Stevens Pass, that convergence zone could set up and then just kind of wreak havoc and dump a lot of snow. It usually moves south and wrings out some snow or some ice as it moves south through the mountains. But this is going to be out over the mountains, not, and the convergence zone does back up towards Everett, but it'll be rain at that point. So if you're traveling over the mountains anywhere from Wednesday, Thursday timeframe, just be aware of that. There could be some tricky weather as you get to the passes. Maybe not Snoqualmie Pass, but definitely definitely Stevens Pass, and perhaps Snoqualmie Pass as well. I'll have to update that. I will update that as we get closer to that day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday timeframe. So then you look out over the ocean, there's still some pretty good isobars out over here. There's still some isobars that are kind of close together out here, which means that it's going to be a little breezy. This is 1 a.m. Friday, November 14th. 4 a.m., still a little bit breezy, and then the winds start to slow down around daybreak on Friday morning. But here you see all snow in the Cascades, some snow in the mountains of Idaho too. So you guys could start to see some white stuff. This is rain for northern Idaho, north of Coeur d'Alene, and then it switches over to snow at overnight Friday. And then snow in the Cascades, snow in northern Idaho. Again, more snow, northern Idaho. This is 10 o'clock Friday morning. Still more snow in both locations. Then we finally clear out by 10 o'clock Friday night is when we clear of that precipitation. So Thursday into Friday, Thursday is going to be wet. Thursday night looks to be on the dry side. Friday night, Saturday, and all weekend is going to be pretty wet. I think our wettest day will be Saturday, the 15th. So, but that's a little bit further out than I'd like to forecast. That's almost a week. But, and that's all. This goes out until 10 o'clock Saturday morning. So, as you can see, we've got some snow in the mountains of the Cascades. We've got some snow in the mountains of Idaho, North Idaho, over to Lookout Pass and western Montana, and down into central Idaho as well. You've got some snow on tap later this week as well. And it is that time of year. And if looking out for the beyond this next weekend, the following weekend looks to be a switch over, and we could be looking at some snow here in eastern Washington, in the Spokane area, in the 9 Mile area, and north and south of Spokane. We could be looking at a good shot of colder weather and snow for us. I'm going to go out here to the 6th. This is what the Climatic Data Center is looking at, 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook. And there's equal chances of it being warmer or cooler, but I think it's going to be normal temperatures. This is from the 15th to the 19th, and then you go out 18 to 14 days, and that cooler than average weather is starting to creep north. And then also, if you go here, more so, we're expecting more precipitation between the 15th and 19th, which I just detailed that out. And then if you go out 8 to 14 days, the 17th through the 23rd of this is when these temperatures and this precipitation, so cooler temperatures perhaps, and higher than normal precipitation could equal some snow around here. So I'm just giving you a forewarning. I will definitely be updating this as we get closer, but as we look out, that's what I'm seeing. Now, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to take a look at, where is my, there it is. Okay. This is the state of Washington. This is current radar. These are current winds, very light. There's some 10 mile per hour winds, 6 mile per hour winds, but pretty light around our area. 3, 5 over in western Washington, 13 near Everett, which is pretty consistent with being right there off the Strait of Juan de Fuca that brings winds down into the Sound and into the Everett area. That's pretty typical for them. Oops, you can't even see that. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. So these are the winds coming in into western Washington around the Everett area, coming in from the Strait of Juan de Fuca down the Puget Sound. It's pretty normal for them to see higher winds than anywhere else. And then our area is pretty calm right now. It's going to be a cooler, like I said, a cooler than average night. But then the clouds are going to start to creep in, so it's actually going to bump up the temperatures. But I just wanted to show you the current radar that I'm seeing. And then, so that's it. That's it for the next 5 days. We will see cooler than average again with the rain, off and on rain, Monday through Friday. Peaks of sun, but then as we get towards the end of the week and next weekend, it looks like it's going to be pretty consistently rain. Now, I will come back and give updates on a daily basis, and then there's some interesting weather setting up for other parts of the country too. So I will be back in just a few minutes with updates for the rest of the country, different parts of the country, because winter is setting in for them. And, places that haven't seen winter in a long time. So, all right, guys, that's it for now. I will be back with updates, and I hope you have a good rest of your evening and a good start to your week. This is bye for now. Kate Weatherwise, heading out.